Hi everyone. Now let us discuss the question number 16, that is related to circular motion. It's all about uniform circular motion. So to understand the question based on this, first we need to understand what is circular motion. If a particle moves in a circular path, then we call it as the circular motion who has some radius r. So here r is the radius of the circular path and let's take v is the speed of the particle at any one instant. So the one thing we need to understand that here the direction of velocity. So v bar changes continuously when the particle is in circular motion as direction keep on changes. But the magnitude of the velocity, that is nothing but speed. Speed may change, may or may not change. That depends. So, but one thing is always we have to remember that if the particle is moving in a circular path, there must be change in direction of velocity at every point from one point to another point. So that's why velocity never remain constant, but speed may remain constant or speed may be variable. Now such circular motion, when we consider what are the physical quantities associated with the circular motion. Now you consider this is a circular path. Now one point, particle moved from one point to another point. Let's take from A to B within a time t, and the position vector of the particle or radius vector covers some angle theta. Then this theta is called angular displacement, and the angular displacement covered in particular time is called angular velocity. And if the speed is constant, then angular speed, that is omega equal to theta by t, that also remains constant. If omega changes in that particular motion, then there is one more quantity, that is angular acceleration, that is delta omega by delta t. So like that, there are three quantities associated with the circular motion. One is angular displacement, angular velocity, and angular acceleration. Apart from linear displacement, linear velocity, and linear acceleration. And the relation between the linear and angular velocities are the linear speed v equal to r into omega, and the linear acceleration is r into alpha. So this is the relation between linear and angular variables. Now similar way, when you consider a circular motion, if there is a circular motion with v equal to constant, nothing but omega equal to constant, then we call it as uniform circular motion, where speed remains constant but velocity keep on changes. If suppose speed is not constant, then omega is not constant, then alpha is not zero. But here alpha is zero. When alpha is not zero, that is called non-uniform accelerated motion or non-uniform circular motion simply. So in this non-uniform circular motion again, two types will be there. That is uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration. Just like we have studied in kinematics, like motion in one dimension. So these are the two types majorly, uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. So uniform circular motion means speed is constant. Non-uniform circular motion means speed keep on changes. But in every circular motion, velocity always changes. Now, let's take few examples. See here, when you consider the clock, you consider the clock. Now, there is one hour hand and minute hand and seconds hand. Let's take this is hour hand and this is minute hand. Now this is seconds hand. Now when you consider in case of seconds hand, the time period, that is time to complete one revolution, is 1 minute, nothing but 60 seconds. Now, similarly, when you consider minute hand, the time period is 60 minutes, nothing but 1 hour. Similarly, for hour hand, that is T equal to 12 hours. How much? 12 hours. Nothing but 12 into 60 minutes. So this is the time period, time to complete one particular revolution. Like that, for every particle in circular motion, for every particle in uniform circular motion, where V and omega remains constant, there the time period, time to complete one revolution is 2 pi r by V or 2 pi by omega, and 1 by time period is F, that is frequency, number of revolutions per second or rotations per minute. So based on all these formulas, we can get the questions. Like let's see few examples. So the very first thing is calculate the average angular velocity of the hour hand of a clock. See hour hand. Here time period of hour hand is 12 hour. Nothing but 12 into 60 minute. Nothing but 12 into 60 into 60 seconds. Now T equal to 2 pi by omega. So omega equal to 2 pi by T. This is the angular velocity and T value is there. If they are asking in terms of second, you substitute seconds. If they are asking in terms of like per minute, then substitute in terms of minute, depending on the given options. Now, an object revolves uniformly in a circle of diameter. So they have given diameter. Diameter nothing but 2 times radius, that is 0.2. So radius is 0.4 and completes 100 revolutions per minute. That means frequency is 100 revolutions per minute, but we want per second. So divided by 60 per second. So that means 5 by 3 per second frequency. Now find its time period means 2 pi by omega or time period equal to 1 by F. So F equal to 1 by time period. So that here frequency we have, so the time period is 1 by 5 by 3, 3 by 5. And also angular velocity, and angular velocity omega equal to 2 pi by T. T value we have found it. Or we can also take 2 pi into 1 by T means F. F value is there. This way, based on the simple formulas related to uniform circular motion, they can ask the question. And one more thing, this uniform circular motion applications also can come in other chapters. Just one example I'll tell you. Like what is the electric current associated with a charge moving in uniform circular motion? Or what is the magnetic field at the center of a circle in which a charge is moving with uniform speed? Like that, they will ask the questions related to uniform circular motion with another chapters also. In that way also, this uniform circular motion is very much important. That's why I specified this topic. So please just remember the formulas and try to solve the simple numericals. Now, a particle moves in a circle of radius. So they have given radius, that is 4 meter, with a linear velocity of 20 meter per second. Find the angular velocity. Now V equal to R omega. So omega equal to V by R. So omega equal to 20 by 4. How much? 5 radian per second or per second. This is the angular velocity. Simple question. Now, if the length of the seconds hand in a stop clock is 3 centimeter, find the angular velocity and linear velocity of the tip. See, length of a seconds hand in a stop clock is 3 centimeter. Now, they are asking find the angular velocity and linear velocity. See here, linear velocity v equal to r omega, where r is nothing but like radius. Now this is the clock. It will move in circular path. So that L into omega, where length is 3 centimeter, nothing but 0.03 meter. Now, what is omega? Angular velocity. Angular velocity means 2 pi by t, where t is time period. Time period of second hand. Second hand means it is nothing but 60 seconds. Now, if you substitute t, you will get the omega. Then the linear speed v equal to L omega equal to L into 2 pi by t. Substitute the values L and t, then you will get the answer. Now one last and final question. The ratio of angular speed of minute hand and hour hand of the watch. So angular speed equal to 2 pi by t. That means omega is inversely proportional to t. So omega 1 by omega 2 equal to t2 by t1. So that means minute hand and hour hand. So hour hand means this is 12 into 60 minutes by t1. Minute hand means 60 minute. So 60 cancel. So the answer will come 12. So 12 is to 1. So this way, just practice the questions and then try to solve the assignment questions which I have given below. So 5 questions I have given based on the same concept. And sometimes they also ask question based on like what is omega, what is angular acceleration also. So just look at those questions also, like alpha equal to delta omega by delta t. Omega is delta theta by delta t. So this way you can understand how the questions will come based on uniform circular motion. Right. We'll continue with the next question in the next class. Thank you all of you.